Well, hello and welcome back to another episode of Prairie Mini Project, and this is one of the out and abouts. So I was just going to give you a little bit of a drive across a little bit of the property on the way back to the farmyard and give you an update on the shop. So I'm going to give you a look at one of our big projects. This is a half section, so a whole section is 640 acres, so this is 320. So it's a mile, as you can see, way in the distance. It's a mile long and half a mile wide. So one of our big projects, my project, sort of bit of a passion of mine, is shelter belts. Now, most people around here are getting rid of their shelter belts, but I'm trying to prove the fact that planting trees in organized rows will actually make you money, will actually protect the crops and help boost yields. So these rows, like right there, there's 3 of them, so it breaks the field up into quarter strips. That way, you know, you're not having to go around the trees, you just go parallel to them. And so they're Scots pine and cottonwood poplar alternating. The cottonwoods grow really fast, so they'll get up really quick, and they'll end up getting to quite tall, like 70-80 feet. And I'll show you some of the older ones we have, because the farmyard has them. And then the Scots pines, which is the faster growing of the evergreens, will be coming up right between them. So they'll sort of bush out down below, and then the other ones, they'll be already up high, creating a break for the wind coming at the crop. So, if you can see this past the wing there is the farm sign. Some nice boulders that I found. Some nice boulders that I found on the farm. So I painted that up last year. And if you'll have seen one of my previous videos on my Lord of the Rings collection, you'll get the reference to the Shire for my farm sign. And here's another one of the projects, which is more tree rows. And these ones are more close together. And what that does is it creates paddocks for strip grazing the cattle. This is more of a cattle project more than the other one is for the grain side. And then what ends up happening is these paddocks are about 8 or 9 acres, give or take. And we strip graze, bale graze, swath graze, different sort of things for the cows during the winter. Started off it was corn, and the paddock would last the herd about 2 weeks. So it would work out really nicely for getting the cows through the winter. So these tall trees here, these are cottonwood poplars, and that's what's in the field. And just give you guys a view around. And we've got some spruce here as well. They've been here quite a few years. And then we planted these are Scots pines as well. Nice little shelter for the driveway. And hopefully eventually, as they get up, trim the bottom branches off, it won't be so prone to filling them with snow. But it'll sort of canopy over it, but a nice little effect for the nice driveway. So, as we pull into the yard, I'll just show you guys this. This is pretty well done to the point of we're just waiting for, get up in here, trying to get, so it's the point where we're waiting for the door company to come and install the doors. So another thing I was going to show you is, this is one of the projects I had where this was grey, so I took this all apart, painted it white, and these parts were grey, so I painted them white also. Well, it's a white truck, so I figured it would look nicer. And yeah, it's only just, there's a screw in there, there's a couple of screws up here, this whole thing pops out, and then there's connectors. And then there's same down here, some screws, pops out. This one's harder, but there's lots of videos. There's lots of videos online to see how to do that. So I won't bore you guys with all of that nonsense. So, the big reveal. So yeah, there we go. It's not quite done, and I will explain that. This is going to be a secondary platform. I've probably talked to you guys about this before. So what will end up happening is the space right underneath the tin there, there'll be a kicker board that will go from there to the door. So what we'll do is we'll bring the floor out from the wall here and then back at an angle over to there, and then that leaves a diagonal run for the truck into the 2-post hoist, which will be right here. So this will all be like big heavy workbench area, and the electrical panel will go here. Now, little added on bonus that are sort of double dutied part of the design is there's going to be a post here that holds up a beam that this floor will sit on. This post will be steel, so it'll be bolted to the ground. It'll be bolted in a bracket that'll make up. It'll be bolted to a beam, and then there'll be some cross beaming back across to here, and then there'll be a gantry. Well, not a gantry, so just a sort of a post that'll come off that, and it'll swing around. So that way you'll be able to lift things like lift engines out and set them onto the bench, or lift stuff out of the back of a truck onto the bench or down here or whatever. So yeah, so it's pretty well done, apart from, like I said, the doors. I'm hoping they'll be in. I was hoping they'll be done by this weekend because we're supposed to have a huge storm coming in this weekend. But no luck. So yeah, this, you guys never got to see this in the previous videos. This is the sump. So it's basically a drum, cleaned out drum, and then there's an overflow in it, so anything heavy like oils and gravel and any particulates go to the bottom, and then the clean water supposedly flows out the overflow and seeps away in the gravel that's underneath the pad. So here we are. So there'll be a platform up there with a railing around the outside, and then there'll be probably over here, there'll be steps up to there, and then that will be mainly for storage. There will be a sort of a couch and stuff, so that way that if I'm checking the ladies over there, you can just kind of see some of the wee babies lying there. We're just over a dozen calf now, so I'll be able to come up here and have a rest and not bother anybody in the house making any noises and clatters, and work on some of my projects, which there will be. So yeah, just thought I'd give you guys a cookie-to-do here. There's the access up into the attic, which there really shouldn't be much of a reason to go up there, apart from the plan is to put a solar panel array across the whole south side of the roof, which is 60 feet by 22. So hopefully, all going well, there'll be enough solar panels on this side of the roof, and then we will run a power wire back from the panel here back to the post that's over near the tractor over there, and then hopefully this shop will power the whole farmyard, so it will literally be off grid. That's the plan, because in the winter, if you lose power in this yard with all the heater elements and the water troughs and whatnot, it can get pretty exciting trying to make sure that you don't end up with frozen pipes and stuff. So yeah, here we are. Pretty well done. It's funny because I designed this while I was on holiday last summer. We went camping with the family, and went and grabbed a doodle pad from one of the local stores and some ruler, pencil, sharpener, all that stuff, and started scribbling, and here it is, all ready made. So Yeah, we still got lots of snow. Another month and it'll start to look a lot different around here. But so yeah, that's past 10 minutes. So I will sign off and get back to looking after the babies. I have a cow calving right now. We've had 3 more born this morning. Another one, she had a stillborn, which happens. But all going well. So I will sign off for now, and we will see you again at some point. Tatty bye.